It's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time. When I first read it, I was like, nah, that's BS. There's no way that's true, right? But then I had to take a look at my own life. When was the time that I made the most amount of money? So to tell you my story and then go back to his, I made $1,000 in under 2 hours, and there was 10 slots for a thing I was hosting, and then I sold 5 and people bought multiple. Somebody bought half the slots instantly, and then the rest of them just vanished within less than 2 hours. And so knowing this, right, knowing this story, I'm telling you to go circle back, it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time. Also means, because this is not just a tip or trick or a hack, this is a principle. So this also means that it's easier to make great strides in a short period of time than it is to make little strides over a long period of time, right? Why not set your goals instead of being like, you know, price-based goals where I need to make 10,000 this month, or goals on anything that's outside of doing? Why not you just set all of your goals on doing? And then when you set your goals on doing, make it being doing the action to completion, right? Not like rule of 100. How about rule until I get a client in the door? So when you stop worrying about having and you start worrying about doing, hey, I'm just going to keep doing these calls every day until this happens. The number doesn't matter. Then that's a great stride. That is, especially if you have a service-based business and you don't have like a ton of slots. You probably have like 10, 20 slots to fill up. Getting one client or customer is a lot for you, especially. And if you don't have a service-based business and you have a product-based business, doing a certain amount of video posts, Twitter posts, ads per day is a great stride. Normalize making great strides rather than small advances. And to really bring this home, you know, there was this tree that I cut down back in the backyard, right? I cut it down like a week and a half ago. And so I cut the branch clean off. I'll show a clip of it as I'm talking about this. I cut the branch clean off and there was nothing there, right? So I was an outside force and I halted the tree. I actually took away from the progress that it made. And so today I was just sitting outside and I noticed it started blooming. It's only been a week and a half and it's blooming after being chopped down. If we're compared to trees, right? God compares us to trees a lot. And we're very alike. Our growth is very much alike trees. Then that's icing on the cake for me. You know, I was literally just telling like my friends and everybody, I'm like, I'm not rushing you. I'm not out here yelling at the tree to grow fast. You know, I'm not yelling at them. But the tree's growing fast. I'm not yelling at the tree to grow fast, but it's growing fast on its own. You know, and that's just a metaphor for me saying, like, I'm not rushing you to be the best version of you. That's all that is. So explain that. But the fact that the tree bloomed a week and a half later, despite me cutting off a huge chunk of its branch, it blows my mind. You know, I see it in mundane task, and it's something that you have the ability to do as well. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find, you know. So if you're looking for problems, you'll find problems. But most people don't realize they're looking for problems, so they think that problems are finding them, but it's the opposite. They're actually finding problems because they're telling themselves these negative things and, oh, this was gonna happen, I'm anxious about this. Well, you're gonna be anxious about that because you're looking for it, and it's a cycle that does not end until you decide it does, you know, because we all have the freedom of choice, literally. And choice leads to what? Decisions. You can choose to make a decision, but a choice and a decision are not the same thing. A decision means to cut off one future possibility completely. So when you decide on something, that means I decided to be an entrepreneur. That means there is no other possible future for me outside of entrepreneurship. That is what a decision is. There are no other options. It's just laser focused. So the reason I'm talking about this growth is because it really blew me away that a tree grew that fast. And we're compared to trees often in the Bible. Actually, matter of fact, to really add on top of it, I confirmed his saying, like, it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time with the Bible. That's what I do. I fact checked everybody with the Bible. It's just what I do, because to me, God is the ultimate truth. There is no other. There's not my truth, not her truth, not they truth, not their truth. It's just his truth with a capital H. So going in there, I'm like, okay, so let's see if this is true. Is it really easier? Is this really a principle? Is it really easier to make great strides in a short period of time than it is to make small strides over a long period of time? I go and look, right? And I remember, oh, okay, Matthew 17:20, ESV, right? This is Jesus talking, 17:20. He said to them, because of your little faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. So to understand what the heck is he even talking about, right? First, believing in yourself is more important than trusting any expert, anybody else, period. If you ever want to make a great stride, belief is the first ingredient in the recipe of success. If you don't believe in yourself more than the people who doubt you, you will never reach there, right? You will never be able to move that mountain. So another thing is, you don't even need a lot of belief. You don't even need a lot of belief. It's already in you because it's natural. We've been trained to not believe. We've been trained to think these things in our mind is like, oh, well, I can't do this. You start telling yourself rational lies because the world taught you to rationalize everything. And now you're telling yourself rational lies. You're lying to yourself rationally, not realizing that we're irrational creatures. The way we were made was irrational. We were brought up from dust and he blew into us like a balloon animal. And now we're walking around breathing, saying his name in every breath. Most people don't realize that they literally cannot get away from God's existence. You literally breathe and say Yahweh when you breathe. Just take a deep breath, literally. Like, you can't not escape God. And if you don't believe in him, that's like closing your eyes in the mirror. You're pretending to not see it, but this isn't that, and I ain't here to convince you. I'm just here to share the good news. So back to the mustard seed, do you understand how big a mustard seed is? Let's see how big a mustard seed, even the Bible talks about it, right? Mark 4:31, it is a grain of a mustard seed, which when sown on the ground is the smallest of all the seeds on earth. So literally, with the smallest amount of faith, a mustard seed, the smallest amount of faith, you don't even need a lot. A little bit. That's the threshold, right? That's who you're competing against. That's what you're fighting against. Is that small glass ceiling that shatters the second you believe even a little bit in something. You get excited it's broken. Literally. Like, it's ridiculous at how much belief is required to actually make something happen. And how nobody on this earth can stop you. Because clearly, I chopped off that branch and clearly it still bloomed. So, who's chopping off your branches and halting you and stopping your progress? And why are you making excuses for not blooming? Think about it. And I'm not attacking y'all. I know it come off aggressive, but I'm really not attacking y'all. It's always a me to me conversation in these type of things, because I realize a lot that I'm glad I know now, and I'm glad I switched from do it right the first time to be better for next time. I would rather continuously do and then learn after I've done the things and I've gained wisdom, and now I've gained wisdom, which wisdom is only gained by doing. And the world and teachers and school system is built around, oh, you got to think and solve things and you only have one chance to get it right, and if you fail this test you fail the class. It's built to make you think in a way that's opposite of success, when success is actually repetition over and over, and exceptional things are only built over time. Why is it only built over time and not in time? Oh, because when it's built over time, that means time is the measurement, and it's just built over it. That's it. It's not built in time, because if it was built in time, then that would mean that everybody needed a certain amount of time, the same exact amount of time, to get over breakups, for instance. Get over breakups. Get over failure. Get over being rejected. Because it just doesn't work that way. Nothing works in time, right? Work doesn't work in time. It works over time. So that's like a big principle right there. Like, now, not how. Just keep trying. Stop trying to figure it out before you even attempt it, because you don't even know what it is. You've never cooked it. So why are you trying to be Chef Ramsay before you even touch a knife? You've never chopped a vegetable in your life and you think you're gonna dice things perfectly. Just keep doing it. One little thing, right? And it's like, it sounds counterintuitive, but genuinely, it's not. Let's define what a great stride is, right? It's not just one big giant step, right? It just looks like one big giant step. When Usain Bolt's running these races, right? Those are great strides. He's not taking one singular large stride. It's a lot of steps within a short time span. So that's what a great stride is. That's how I define it. Many steps within a short time period. So you break it down. You run a 100-yard dash in a day, right? You do a King's audit. What is a King's audit? It's whenever you mark down, I'll put a graphic up of probably mine, to be honest, but I'll put a graphic up. It's whenever you mark 30 minutes out of every hour, right? So your entire day is listed, and every 30 minutes you mark down what you're doing. And then after you mark down what you're doing the first day, you write down next to it what you would like to do with each of those 30 minutes. And that way, now you're on top of your time, because you're tracking your time now. You can improve it. And it's not based on, I feel like I had a good day today. I feel like I'm doing great today. Like, why are you... Clearly, feelings don't get results. Because you can feel good one day and feel bad the next. And you screwed. If that's what you're relying on. There's no structure. You're not measuring it, so you're not improving it. You're not tracking it, so you're not trying to keep it on track. These are things that top of mind. When you completely outright deny scheduling, you completely outright deny tools that genuinely can help you, and you say I hate change, that's the same thing as saying I hate learning. It is. Because you have to think about it, right? We follow a God that cannot change. Why can he not change? Because he's learned everything. He's known, all-knowing, all-powerful. So if you know everything, there's nothing left to learn. So if there's nothing left to learn, there's nothing left to change. So when you say I hate change, you're saying I hate learning. Because what is learning? You learn about something new, it allows you to change. But if you hate change, then you hate learning and improving. You do. So if you really don't hate those things, stop saying it. And then stop using God's name in the process and thinking that it doesn't have an effect on you. That such a big thing. like thinking it doesn't have an effect on you because what, you're invincible? I'm in full circle, right? Back to the main topic once again. It's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time. There's this book that's out right now, right? It's called $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan, and this entire book is a representation of that quote. It's just a giant play-by-play book on how to actually execute this quote. So you're not just feeling like I'm spouting woo-woo to you and I give you anything practical, like genuinely, right? Now, not how, better for next time, not right the first time. Those are both principles. Well, now, not how's in the book. The other one I made up or discovered, either or. You know, it's just, you have to do something to understand something. That's just what it comes down to. You have to flip it from, oh, let me learn first and then try and then analyze. No. How about you take an attempt first, analyze, and then learn, right? Flip it on its head. Learning is last because now you know what to look for. You won't know what to look for if you've never built a PC in your life. What's a graphics card? What's a fan? What's a CPU? What are temps? All these things, like even every field has these type of learning curves. Like you just have to change your beliefs. That's really what it comes down to. You know, you really, like, all your actions, you're doing 100% of what you can do of who you are. So if your beliefs are any different from your actions, you know you're lying to yourself, right? Because we only act in accordance with our beliefs. So if you believe something is inherently bad, you're not going to act on it and do it. And if you believe something is inherently good, you're going to act on it and do accordingly, right? So the only thing that changes actions is belief. And through belief, that's why, once again, you don't need a lot of belief. You just need a mustard seed to change your entire life. You want to move the mountains of struggle that's in front of you, start believing first. How do you start believing? By having intentions to change. How do you set an intention? Pay attention to things that help you. It's that simple. And stop paying attention to things that got you here. Because clearly you're trying to escape a spot somehow, shape, or form, or you're trying to go to a new spot somehow, shape, or form. So in order to do either, you have to start paying attention to the things that place has or that place is. So that way you can start observing the traits and things of that nature and understand what to even set an intent on. And when the truth works, right? It is always true. There's a difference between true and truth, right? Something that's true is like, I'm sitting in this chair right now. That's true. But I can get up after I stop recording and then go to the kitchen or go out back or go somewhere else, and it's no longer true. But something that's truth never stops working. Have you ever floated into space? I don't think so. Gravity's never stopped working for you. It's invisible and you can't see it, but you know it's always holding you down. Oh, it reminds me of somebody. I think his name starts with like the letter I or letter G. Or maybe it also starts with the letter Y. Oh wait, it's all the same person. It's God. Yahweh. I am the I am. Like he's always with us the whole time, like gravity is. And making sure we got the tools we need, turning our disabilities into special abilities. But you'd want to tune into the negative side and be a victim, so you know, it's up to you though. You can choose to tune into the side of the coin that says everything is horrible. You can tune into the side of the coin that says, despite that, he said I'm great. And with that, I wish everybody a blessed day. Let's end this with a prayer, just real quick. Just for everybody out there, this is something that you can pray whenever. And for those who it's meant for, you'll resonate it with it most, So, we'll bow our heads. Father God, I ask that you make me an entrepreneur, you make me a father, you make me a son, you make me a friend. One that serves the people you put me here to serve in a way that you desire them to be served, and that also pleases you. And Lord, I ask that you align me with your will, and my will is aligned with your will, and you make me more than just a messenger, and you make me the message. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen. And with that, love you guys. Y'all have a blessed day.